want to talk today about the arrest that we made recently of Cerome Cartledge in reference to criminal sexual conduct with a minor. And I'm going to give you guys kind of a breakdown of how this transpired, and then talk a little bit about what we want the public to know about this case. So basically, starting back on June 20th of 2017, we received a call that a child reported that they had been inappropriately touched by the suspect. Through the investigation, we found out that the incidents occurred sometime probably between late 2016 and early 2017. They did a forensic interview with that child, found out that there were possibly other victims, another one specifically that she mentioned, and they pursued that in July. So in late July, we were able to secure 2 warrants for criminal sexual conduct with a minor for the suspect. On August the 17th of 2017, the police department posted on its Facebook page a mugshot of Mr. Cartledge and advised the community that he was wanted for these 2 active warrants and seeking their assistance in finding him, because our investigators had already been to most of his known hangouts, talked to the people in his family and people that knew him, and we weren't having a whole lot of luck finding leads. We did not get a lot of traction at that time, but we continued to press on. The investigators have worked continuously. Since that time, they worked nonstop to figure out where he was. And they did come up on some information that kind of led them to believe that obviously he had left the Greenwood area, which is why we were not being successful. Again, on April the 4th of 2018, we reached out to the community on Facebook and to social media at large and asked them to be on the lookout for this suspect. And we did it again, and posted his picture, advised what he was wanted for, and they continued. We continued to get nothing, but our investigators were following every lead that trickled in. Sometimes people would call or send an anonymous tip. On February 21st of this year, we received a message on our Facebook from an anonymous tipster that stated that they had reliable information that Mr. Cartledge was working at a restaurant in Massachusetts, in a small town up there. Through talking with the tipster, we were able to determine that this was the guy that we were looking for, so we contacted local authorities in Massachusetts, and they were able to apprehend the suspect for us. After that, we decided to contact the United States Marshal's Office, and they were very helpful in transporting the suspect from Massachusetts down to their office in Spartanburg, where we took custody of him on April the 1st, 2019, and brought him and booked him in here in Greenwood. So at this time, he's been booked in on 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct with a minor, and we're just working on preparing that case for trial, and he's going to be in jail for the foreseeable future, waiting for that trial. Basically, the reason that we called you guys today is that we want to let the public know that our investigators have been working on this tirelessly, and they feel very strongly that because these incidents happened in an in-home daycare that was unlicensed on the south side of Greenwood, that there have been multiple other children that were put in that environment. And what we're asking for is parents of children that may have gone to a daycare down there, if they would sit down and have a good, honest conversation with their kids and determine if anything might have happened to their children. Find out if there's something bothering them, if there's something that they saw that they don't want to tell about, or something like that. We need to know about it. And if you do find out something like that, or you have questions or concerns, you need to contact the police department immediately and speak with Detective William Kay, and I have his phone number available for you guys to hand out. Any questions?
Talk a little bit about this daycare. So it was an in-home, unlicensed daycare. What else can you tell us about it, and is it still operating?
Because it's unlicensed, we don't know on what level it operates, because it's not regulated like it's supposed to be. But it was, to my knowledge, was a sort of kind of a mom and pop thing. They were helping out people, especially people that worked like third shift and whatnot, just trying to have a place for their kids to be. And I don't think, that the people running it were doing anything. We don't believe that they were involved, obviously. They were unaware of what was going on. But this was an opportunity where this gentleman was in and out of the house, and he had opportunity to access people's children when he shouldn't have.
Do you have a time frame of when you know, just speaking to parents out there, a time frame of when their child may have been there and when this alleged abuse may have happened?
Yeah, like I say, the best we can tell from the initial report that we got was that child was there 2016 to early 2017. So it would be somewhere around those time frames. Like I say, we took this report in June of 2017, and we know at that time that he was in and out. So it could be any time around from 2016 to 2017.
Is he denying these allegations, or has he admitted it to investigators?
He has not spoken with our detectives. He refused to talk to them.
From what I understand is he was working at a restaurant up in Massachusetts.
That's correct.
This was a employee, a co-worker there, who got a strange vibe, a strange feeling. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
The person that contacted us said that, yeah, they had some sort of dealings with him. I guess if they worked with him on a daily basis or if they frequented the restaurant, but they had contact with him. And, you know, we all have that kind of sixth sense about people that we meet. You know, hey, they're a really nice person, or that person I didn't get along with them so well. And there was something about him that set this person off. And so they actually looked his name up on the internet. And when they searched his name on the internet, it popped up with our Greenwood Police Department Facebook post saying, we need to find this gentleman. So they did the right thing, contacted us, and we were able to bring this case to a close.
So safe to say he is not cooperating with investigators?
No.
Okay. Any advice? You said you have a detective on staff who's very good at speaking to children about, you know, these things. Any advice to parents on how they bring this subject up to their children, or talk to them initially about it?
Yeah, I mean, it is a difficult conversation to have, I think, but the best thing we can do for our children is to be honest with them, you know, and put them in a situation where they feel comfortable. That's the first thing, is they're going to have to feel safe. They're going to have to feel like the person listening to them is going to trust them and take what they say at face value. And then just to have honest discussions about what is okay for people to do when they touch you and what's not okay. And let them kind of leave it open-ended, you know, say, hey, you know, touching somebody like this is not good. See how they react. Have you ever seen somebody touch somebody like that? Has somebody touched you like that? Just give them the ability to express their feelings and what's happened to them.
The forensic investigation, from just what I've read, is that it was a young girl who came forward about this and said something about him going into bed with these kids. I mean, what can you elaborate on the investigation of just to what was happening?
I can't give a whole lot of details because, you know, we're still waiting to put this up for trial. But yeah, the people that were keeping children in this home were giving them a safe place they thought to be while their parents were at work, and he was coming in and going in and being with them and doing things that no person should ever do to another human being. So,
I mean, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around the owners of this daycare, how they thought something like that was appropriate. I mean, are they cooperating with you?
When we initially spoke to them during the investigation, my knowledge, they were very helpful, you know, very open and upfront about what was going on and dealing with us. So I don't, like I say, I really don't feel like they were involved with it or had knowledge ahead of time that this is what he was going to do or wanted to do. But it's something that we have to deal with.
What was the relationship between the owners of that daycare and this man?
It's some sort of familial relationship. I'm not sure what exactly it was. I believe so.
Do we have a name of the daycare?
We don't. I don't have one.
So there wasn't a name?
Mm-mm.
What about like the location area?
Right now, what we just want to stick to telling people that it was on the southern end of Greenwood. We don't want to put that out there
just so
specifically.
That, I guess, parents, so we can alert parents about, I mean, what is a telltale sign, so we can say, you know, if your child went to this daycare, how do we...
It would probably be best to describe that it was in the, probably put it in the area of Foundry Road and Blythe Road, in that neighborhood area.
That was Foundry Road and...
Foundry Road and Blythe Road.
Blythe?
Yes.
How do you spell Blythe?
B-L-Y-T-H.
Blythe.
Besides the U.S. Marshal Service and the law enforcement agencies up in Massachusetts that y'all worked with, are there any other agencies that you want to thank or give a shout out to for cooperating with y'all investigating this?
That pretty much covers it. We had a lot of help from the local agencies up in Massachusetts. taking our tip, going and finding this gentleman and putting him in custody, and the coordination that has to happen when it comes to extradition hearings and things like that. So I would probably also say a thank you to the court systems, both here and in Massachusetts, because when it comes to extradition across state lines like that, there's a very long process that has to go through, and this happened relatively quickly when you think about the fact that he was arrested at the end of February, and here at the 1st of April he's back in town in custody facing his charges.
Has he already had a bond hearing?
Yes.
Was denied?
I believe so, yes.
Did you say how long he was in Massachusetts for, or is that just unknown?
We don't know for sure. I don't know exactly when he would have left the Greenwood area. Anything else? Okay, thank you very much.